Hey, it's Sean, founder of StartupFreedom.com. In today's on-air interview, we're speaking with Mike Michalowicz, the toilet paper entrepreneur. Mike has been featured on MSNBC, The Wall Street Journal, Donnie Deutsch's Big Idea, he's a recurring guest on that popular show, and more mainstream media sources, because he's great at teaching people how to start businesses with no money. Mike has a ton of energy, you're really going to enjoy hearing him talk, and he has a lot of great wisdom to share because he's made millions off his businesses, he's failed businesses. I know you're going to love him. So could you talk about how you get yourself that mainstream publicity? Because you're doing the same thing a lot of people are doing, which is coaching entrepreneurs, except I've seen you in, like you said, the New York Times and you know, The Big Idea with Donnie Deutsch and so on. How do you get that type of publicity?
Yeah, and it's ongoing. Like that those are stuff from things from the past. This week, and I'm not saying this to be a big douche and brag about myself, but this week on Thursday I'm going to be on MSNBC. It's a national broadcast show called Your Business, and I have an article coming out in the Wall Street Journal. And listen, I have a story, I have experience, but thousands and thousands and thousands of people have better stories than I have, better experiences. They even may be more qualified than I am. So what's the difference? Well, the thing is, I believe in kind of a contrarian approach, and when it comes to mainstream media, everyone I compete against is pursuing that. They're all going for the mainstream media. They're calling MSNBC and saying, can I get on your show? They're calling on the Wall Street Journal and saying, can I get on your show? I think there's a whole new thing that's come about. The thing is, social media, what we're doing now, is way more powerful. It works at a much lower level. And how it used to be was if you got on TV, if you got the big show, that was the breakthrough, and you get tons of exposure.
Yes.
You get on Oprah and you're made. That's what they say. You get on Oprah and you're made. You have all the exposure you need. That is very, very quickly fading. Instead, you need the exposure at the grassroots level through social media, what we're doing. That's where you get exposure. Then when and if you get on TV, it doesn't give you exposure anymore. It gives you credibility. Yes. Back to that core group, and you're like, wow, you're on MSNBC, and it grows much faster. So here's the key. Here's what I did. I focused all my efforts, 99% of my efforts, on the grassroots stuff, communicating one-on-one, doing blogging, doing video, doing Facebook, Twitter, any forum participation, participating in other people's blogs, tons of effort there. Now, instead of calling on the MSNBC, can you have me on the show, my call to MSNBC is, I can bring 10,000 viewers to your show. Are you interested? MSNBC said, yeah. You can bring 10,000 entrepreneurs to watch our show? I'm like, oh, yeah, because I have this. Then I get on MSNBC because now it's a whole different message, a whole different pitch to them. Instead of how great I am, what value I can bring to them, I get on MSNBC, I tell my 10,000 people, and they spread the word to 20,000.
Yeah.
Then my next call is I can get 20. So the whole key is not what greatness you bring. Stop the chest pounding. Instead, what value do you bring to the media? Yeah. What can you do that will help them? That's the game changer.
And it sounds like one of the best things that you can do to help them is build up your own following. And you do that through the grassroots, just like you said.
Well, yeah, what we're doing right now, so I'm going to spread the word to my followers. Potentially 10, 20,000 people are going to hear about this. Not all of them, not by any long shot, are going to come and watch this, but a portion will. 200, 300, maybe if we're lucky, 1,000 of my people will now learn about you, about Sean.
Yeah.
Your people, the same thing. Maybe 50, maybe 100, maybe 1,000 people. Maybe 2. A portion of people will find out about me. And now the exposure increases. You do this repeatedly, and it starts kind of amplifying out.
Yes.
It is like watching grass grow in the beginning. My first year as a toilet paper entrepreneur, I sold like 1 book to my mom. And she returned it nonetheless. She didn't like it. But because I was persistent, I had that breakthrough moment, and now it's hit the hockey puck. And out of 10,000 plus books I've sold, the vast majority of it has been in the last 6 months. The book is picking up and ramping up.
That's awesome. And now you've sold over 10,000 books, but you touched on a key topic, and that is that it's sort of like a hockey stick. It's flat for the first year or two, and then all of a sudden it shoots up. And that's the curve for most successful businesses, isn't it?
It really is. It really is. And for me, the hockey puck, the hockey stick, I think of kind of what the Dow Jones went through. When we went through the dot-com boom, all of a sudden it kicked up. The one thing is it played out and it collapsed. And I think businesses do that too. If you ramp all of a sudden like a hockey stick, it just kicks right up, The thing is, you have to have the infrastructure behind it to support it. A lot of businesses fail. Instead, I think it's more of an exponential growth. It ramps faster and faster. It doesn't necessarily curve straight up. It just starts ramping faster. To me, that's the ideal growth.